Hi, welcome back to New and Lock, and we have our guest, Mr. Real name Ambrose again, and this time we're talking about patience. The ability to be patient. Since patience is a skill, and the world right now needs it because a lot of people get frustrated with their journey and delays and etc. So the term patience itself means the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, problems, or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. So, Mr. Ambrose, welcome back.
Thank you so much. Hello, Neuro Unlock community, family. It's a pleasure being back again. We already did our first episode, Namaste. We already did our first episode, and that was on insecurities. This
Yeah.
is our second on patience, and I look forward to sharing the journey with you guys.
So, I wanted to ask you, the terms of patience, right?
Yes.
What made you realize patience is important in your life?
Well, first things first, I would say there are very many occasions, very many instances that need patience, right? For example, for my case, I would say I'll pick out three. Of course, there are so many, but then I'll pick out three. First is the journey to starting to build a business, right? As you know, I started working on a digital business, that's AM Digital, and it's been a roller coaster this last year because it was born this year, and it's been crazy. Just a few months in, I've been pushed to practice patience on a daily basis because we want things done a certain way, we want things to go a certain way, but they don't end up going like that. And I guess that's how you learn the lessons.
Mm.
The second thing I would say has really prompted me to practice patience is my journey in the music industry as well. I do music, I do hip hop, I would like just say I'm an artist because I don't like to tie myself down to one genre. But that has also pushed me to be patient because you never know how it happens. You never know when it will happen. You might know how, you might have plans, which is important. You set for yourself goals and all that type of stuff. But knowing when it will happen, you need to be very patient. And that has
Yeah.
also pushed me. Um,
Mm.
Another thing is my health journey as well, right? Things not happening exactly when you want them to, right? And falling off also, like you find yourself falling off in terms of things that you need to do, like for example exercise and all that, and it takes patience for you to deal with yourself. Most if you have to deal with yourself in a human way and with empathy, you require patience.
Mm. Hey, wow, that is powerful. Because I'm thinking about it in the sense, like, even a music career, right? It takes a while to get fans, right? And someone can actually give
Yeah.
up in the sense of, like, because, fans are not really like, but then I really understand that why you had to see the terms of patience in terms of your music journey, even the AMD digital, because like a
Yeah.
startup company requires a lot of detail and patience because if you rush it, then you will miss the detail that's required to bring out the real, manifestation for
Yeah.
it. So I really understand that. Even
100%.
I won't even lie, I've also had personal problems with the same things, even you unlock itself right now. I have to be patient
Mm.
with it because if I rush it, then I'm not really doing it for the sake of longevity, like a long
Longevity.
term,
Yeah.
yeah, long term thing. If I try to
Mm.
rush it, then I'm not really trying to be in love with it, like pay
Mm.
attention to the smallest details of it, So even in terms
Word.
of music, I have to work on my writing, like my message, conscious music in that sense. So
Yeah.
like, you have to be patient, like I can't rush it because if I try to
100.
rush the process, then I'll probably not have like a long career in whatever it is that I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't prepare enough.
Yeah.
So even in gym, like, hey,
Hey, now
you
that
know,
hits.
you
Yeah.
want to see the bulking and the ripping up in like quick, yeah. But then you
But then,
realize that if you rush it, then you don't really appreciate it. Like
exactly.
it's even in terms
And
of
it won't
even
last.
yeah, exactly. So even in terms of like a relationship with even like a partner, a female, right? If you rush
Mm.
it, you won't really enjoy the relationship because it's that type of thing. Like you won't really get to know each other like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to
Word.
take
Word.
time with it. You know what I'm saying? So I really understand that importance. Like, and you know, this is hard. You know, patience is really hard, especially with this new world that we're living in terms of instant
Yeah.
gratification, right? Everybody
Word.
wants everything fast. Fast food, you know, fast everything. You know what I'm saying? They just want everything fast. So like they don't want to,
Literally.
they don't want to prepare their own meal, you know, because it takes too long, you know, like you know my time. Or they don't want to wait for somebody else. Like I said, you're waiting somewhere for somebody to come, you know, you look at your time, you keep looking at your watch, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what time is this person going to come? You know, type of thing. And the funny thing
Yeah.
is, what I have realized is that it has a negative impact on your mental health. You get stressed,
Mm.
you get worried, you start overthinking, you get anxious, you know, anxiety starts, you know, you breathe in an uncomfortable
Word.
way. It worsens that present moment. So I want to ask you, right? How do you deal with patience? Like how do you deal with impatience? Like how do you make yourself patient?
Um, I guess it's just constant reminders,
Yeah,
right? I don't think you can have it on lock all at once, and different situations will test you differently,
yeah.
right? But I would say it's just learning to differentiate between patience and waiting,
Mm,
because we tend to think those are the same thing. And yet, I feel like waiting is just a part of patience, right?
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like patience, like the umbrella term
Mm,
patience,
mm,
refers to waiting, but also as you wait, understanding what the process is, what needs to happen before you achieve what you want to achieve, right?
yes, yes. Wow.
So once you're thinking in that way, you're likely to take patience with grace and not feel stressed out. Okay, you might
Mm,
feel stressed, which is normal and okay, but then
mm.
you're not going to feel frustrated at the point, okay, you want to commit suicide or something like that. Of
Yes,
course,
yes.
with different levels of problems, you'll need a different level of what they call it, of grit. You will need a different level, right?
Mm,
You need to get stronger. But then
mm.
all in all, that's what patience brings us to. You just need to learn how to wait and do the things that need to happen in the background for in order to achieve whatever you're setting out to achieve.
Yeah, yeah. That makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense because if we look at it in the terms of what you're saying, right? There's a difference between waiting and patience. Okay, yeah, waiting is part of patience, but then it's like patience is like the wisdom of understanding why that slowdown or that
That
delay is
moment
happening.
is, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a skill that is very powerful. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? Because I mean, there's
yeah.
times where, especially with goals, you know, like trying to
Mm,
achieve something like your career, right? Like you trying to reach that certain milestones that you've probably set out, and then it's
mm,
taking long. You know, you're waiting. Of course, you're putting in action, yeah, because if
mm,
you're waiting, it means you're not putting in action. You're just waiting, right? But then if
yeah.
you're being
Yeah.
patient, patience, I think patience also has that form of action in the sense that you're like waiting for the thing to happen, but then you're also putting
Mm,
in action towards it happening. So it's not like you're
yeah.
just still, right? So
It's like you're being prepared for it.
exactly.
You're
So
getting prepared for it. Yeah.
exactly. It's like even like, for example, right? Your music career, right? You're waiting
Mm,
for that moment, you know, you have your breakthrough, but then you keep on putting out songs and you keep on working on your writing, your freestyle and stuff
mm,
like that, you know, like you're learning more about your own genre, your own sound and everything like that. So it's like it
yeah.
actually is preparation. So I'm thinking to myself right now, right? Like
Mm,
in terms of millennials, right? Patience is something that is not taught a lot. It's something that is
mm.
missing because people think that, you know, they have to take a shortcut to achieve what they want
Mm.
to achieve. And what do you think is so dangerous about taking a shortcut?
Um, you won't learn the lessons you need to learn,
Yeah.
right? It's like giving someone who has never worked, let's say, whether it's self-employed or employed, giving someone who has never had the kind of experience,
Mm.
a team of people to handle, right? Um, I learned this from a South African entrepreneur called Vusi Tembekwayo, right? He
Ah,
was talking
yeah.
about entrepreneur. You know him?
Yeah, he's like my okay, what can I say? Indirect mentor. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like I watch his
yeah,
videos.
I resonate.
I won't even
Mm,
lie. I really look forward to meeting him. Like, you know, like to learn more from him in
word,
person. Yeah, continue.
word. Yeah, so Vusi Tembekwayo has this thing. He says to being an entrepreneur, there are 3 stages, right? Before you, the third one is entrepreneurship, being an entrepreneur. He says he was speaking in terms of being self-employed. He didn't really include people employed, but then when I was thinking about it after I watched the video, I was like, both employed and self-employed lie in like the first stage. So self-employed or employed, and then you become a business owner, which means now you hire people to do what you were doing, but then you oversee them. You're managing people now, right? Then from that stage, you go to being an entrepreneur, whereby now you hire someone to do what you are doing, which is overlooking the people. And now you can take 90 days away from your business and nothing happens. It's still running, it's still making money, right? So I feel like we try to jump the gun. That's the problem with us these days. Like you already mentioned, there's this whole instant gratification. There's Uber, you know, if you want to get to a place quicker, there's Glovo. If you want to order food, there's there's social media also, as it is. We thrive on vanity metrics. We like, you know, when people like our pictures, there's just that boost, right? That instant gratification. I feel it all ties into that lack of patience that we have been bred on. But then I also feel like, I'm going to go for the tangent, I also feel like you just need to be aware of it in order to realize the potential you have, even in those moments. You know what I mean? Awareness is very important.
So it's like patience breeds like some awareness of your situation and awareness of yourself. That makes sense. I actually didn't think of it like that, but then that makes so much sense. You know, like this thing of, let's say, for example, like instant gratification, even in sex, right? When you're with your female, right? Like people are like, I've had times personally whereby I have rushed like straight to the thing and skipping foreplay. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of a turn off to the female. But then that's a whole nother topic. But then it's also like, it's just all like, it all goes back to, you know, patience. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're trying to just rush to get to the climax of something without really going through the journey of it, you know, to appreciate it. So it's like, I think of it in the sense of like, what's his Sadhguru? You know Sadhguru? Sadhguru.
The name rings a bell. I feel I've read it somewhere.
Yeah, he says that people are always rushing to like a certain goal to the end of something, right? If you're rushing to the end of something, the end of this is death, right? The end of it is like death. Why are you rushing to that? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, be patient with your life. Like, why are you trying to run away and get to the end, to the climax so fast when the end is like a blackout? Like, why are you rushing?
Death. It's
you know ultimate. What I mean? So it's like people are trying to live in the future and not live in the moment, because if you are patient, then it's like you're living in the moment, right? Because if you're impatient, it means you're really looking forward to that thing that's in the future to happen, like right now. So I'm thinking in the terms of like, let's say, patience, right? Like, what makes a person like see patience as an irrelevant thing to learn? Because I've seen a lot of people whereby they're like, your patience for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, your patience for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do people think that it's irrelevant? Like, I don't understand that. Is it because they don't understand it?
Yeah, I would say that. I would say it's a lack of awareness of the importance of it. Because to achieve anything, really, it takes patience. Anything at all, man. Self-love, even loving yourself, achieving a dream, you know, getting to a certain level in life, it all requires patience. And like Nipsey once says, like, he's not any different. He just didn't quit, right? That also just serves into patience. Like it's all perseverance as well. But you must be patient with the process, like understanding where you're at and then using your resources as it is. So I would say if someone is like, screw patience, they don't vibe with that, I guess they haven't been in a situation, aware in a situation to understand that that situation requires patience. There are people who just give up on something because it hasn't worked the first time or the second time or the third time, you know. So I'll just say it's like patience is key. Like you cannot not acknowledge patience.
So it's like people give up because they're impatient. because it's that
Yeah.
type of thing, like, you know, like, because they see it as it's taking too long, and then they're like, they want something faster. I think that's even what leads to stuff like what you call that, stealing money and stuff like that, you know, like people want to
Yep.
get rich quick. You know what I'm saying? So they like
Yeah.
take like all the stuff. We have people doing scams, you know, stealing money and
Mm.
stuff like that, because people are impatient with taking the route that can actually help them build something meaningful, because they don't want
Mm.
that. They just want, you know, that cash right now, because they want to go splurge it on the weekend or something like that. Or maybe treat the
Mm.
girl or whatever it is. And I think if patience was actually something that was implemented a lot in society, I think things would
Mm.
be smoother, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But again, it also brings me back to the point that um for patience to be appreciated, there needs to be impatience. I feel
Yeah,
like everyone plays a role. It's just
yeah,
you have to be impatient first to understand the importance of patience,
yeah, yeah,
because there are
yeah,
things like you can't control, for
yeah.
example, but you
Mhm.
need to first understand now there's this thing I cannot control.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
understand that, patience it won't mean anything.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So it's
Yeah,
like you have to experience the bad to appreciate the good.
yeah, it's like a necessary evil type
Yeah,
of
I
situation.
get it. That actually
Yeah,
reminds me of what Sadhguru also said, something like that. That it seems like the light and the dark are contradicting each other, but yet they're actually complementing each other. You know, because they need each other.
where
So it's like
yeah,
you can't know what light is if you didn't experience
mm,
like what darkness is.
darkness.
Like
Yeah,
even the same light, the bulb, right? You wouldn't know that this is light if darkness wasn't there, or light wouldn't even exist if
yeah,
darkness wasn't there. You know, a candle only
exactly.
flares because there's darkness, right?
If it was lit during the day, no one would really pay
Really,
much mind, right?
yeah, you didn't see a candle the same way as a candle. You know what I'm saying? It just be like,
Yeah.
you know. So I want to ask this question: is patience
Mm.
like a form of procrastination, or is it there's a
Yes.
difference?
No, I think it's yes and no, right?
Okay. Mm,
Let me explain.
mm.
Yes, for when you choose how long to be patient for,
Oh
right?
yes, yes.
For example, you've been in a situation as an artist,
Mm,
and you've come across a beat, right?
mm,
You're like, yo, this beat is fire. I want to write to it,
mm,
right?
mm.
But then you don't feel you're in that place. Like this time you come across a beat and you know it's your type of beat, but
Mm.
you're not in that place yet. Mentally, maybe even physically, you're not in that place yet to write
Yeah,
and kill that beat, right?
yeah.
So I feel like patience is procrastination in
Mm.
that sense, and vice versa. Procrastination is patience, right?
Oh, okay.
Because it allows you the space to grow and understand, and also, I guess, grow into the beat, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
something from a personal experience. I've been able to download, let's say, I I get a beat for I have a beat for like maybe a year or two,
Mm.
and it's when I can write to it. I write to it 2 years later, and it
Oh,
has just
yeah.
been seated there in my vault.
Yeah,
You know
yeah, yeah, yeah. I get that. I get that. So
exactly.
that actually reminds me of what you call this? Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs
Mm,
used to use procrastination not as a negative thing, but as
mm,
a positive thing. Like he used it as like a way to think. You know what I'm saying? Like to formalize the idea and implement. You know what I'm saying? It reminds me also of Leonardo da Vinci. It took him quite a while, lots of years, to actually paint the Mona Lisa.
mm,
He was doing it, but then he like let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like let it go and then let it go, and then eventually finished. But then today, because of that patience, which is somehow also procrastination, um,
yeah.
it's something marvelous. You know what I'm saying? Because if you wanted, you could have just rushed it up and
Triple, yeah.
really be Mona Lisa. You know what I'm saying? So I actually understand that. I've actually experienced what you're saying in the sense that you have
Mm,
something like a beat, right? But then the idea to that song, like to that beat, is not really
mm,
like that emotion is not actually being like you don't have it at that moment in time. And then comes another moment in
exactly.
time, you hear it again, and then it's like
And you're
you
like, this
experience
is the
something.
one.
Yeah, you experience some things during that period in time, yeah. And then when the beat comes again, you'll be like, oh yes, this is what I need to write to it. I, I like
Yeah.
I get so much, like I get what you're saying so much. Like it makes so much sense. So
Exactly.
I wanted to ask as well, yeah. In the terms of, let's say, patience, do you think there's
Maybe maybe let me just, because I said yes and no. I didn't yet like explain the no part, right? That
Oh,
was the
okay.
yes for the beat and all that,
Yeah,
right?
sorry.
So for the no, it's no, it's okay, because even like the no part is the obvious part. It's like when you're doing something like weight loss or you go on a fitness journey, you
Yeah.
don't choose the timing, right?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
not procrastination in that case. It's like
yeah,
that's the process. That's just
yeah,
what patience is. You have
yeah,
to wait, do what needs to be done.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's just the second part.
Okay. That makes so much sense. So I
Yeah.
want to ask you, do you think there's a negative side to patience?
Um, yeah, I do.
Mm,
In the sense that negative side to patience, in the sense that if you need to go out and do something right now, you get an opportunity that's time bound, right?
mm,
You cannot wait to learn. Let's say, okay, people who are self-taught, right? Autodidacts. They
mm,
go out and they learn. For example, you like a skill you're learning yourself, John. You have maybe you're learning motion design, right?
mm,
Along the way,
mm,
right? You're
mm,
designing, you're learning along the way.
mm,
If you get a gig, someone is paying you money
mm,
to do motion design for them,
mm,
something that is not completely out of your league, but it's
mm,
something maybe you'll have to learn extra. You'll
mm,
have to accelerate your learning curve
mm,
in order to do. Would
mm.
you turn down the job and be patient until you've learned it, or take the job and learn on the job?
You take it right there. That actually reminds me of
Ex-
Richard
yeah,
Branson. If someone offers you an opportunity, even if you're not ready, take it and learn how to do it.
and learn. Yeah,
That
yeah.
makes so
So
much
in that
sense.
case, I would say patience now in that case would not be a very positive thing, because I would say, in fact, at that point, you're afraid.
Mm.
I
So
wouldn't
it's
even call it patient. I would just say you're afraid
yeah.
of making that choice.
So
Yeah.
it
But
it
it's
ends
also,
up turning. So the excuse ends up being saying, I need to be patient. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I get you.
yeah,
I get you.
it becomes an excuse.
Yeah. Hey, what?
Yeah.
That is powerful. Like, I like people need to learn patience. Like, I think one thing that I've also had problems with patience before. I won't lie. Like when I
Mm,
started my music career, I wanted to like just get things, like I want it right
quick,
now.
quick.
You know what I'm saying? I just want it now.
Yeah.
Like, why should I have to wait? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be a way I
Mm,
can do it quicker. Of course, there's a way to do it quicker, but then
mm.
it shouldn't like be like a shortcut. Like, you know?
That shouldn't
Um,
be the goal.
yeah,
Doing it quicker shouldn't be the goal. Yeah.
yeah. Because one thing I've also noticed, yeah, is that it's not that those people like one hit wonders. You know, one hit wonders, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the guys who just have one song, bam, and then
Yeah. And then they
right?
fizzle out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because like they didn't have the opportunity to actually really prepare. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it's like they just get that song, it hammers, and then the next song they fail to actually bring something on a similar vibe or something on a more
Or
different vibe.
better.
Yeah, something
Mm.
better. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like they didn't get a chance to prepare so it's like I think that's patience is very important. Like I actually feel sorry for one hit wonders because I mean, damn, like, yo,
You got a chance, and then
yeah,
boom,
yeah,
it's
you
going
know what I'm
like that.
saying? Because you didn't have the chance to prepare, so it's like, hey, it's really fair. I mean, it's not,
I,
it's
I
really
wouldn't I
unfair.
wouldn't say I wouldn't say they didn't have a chance to prepare.
Yeah.
I would say they weren't aware of the chances they had to prepare.
Okay. Yes. I think we can say it like that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we can say it like that. They weren't
Because
really.
before you blow up, you're
Yeah.
given chances. You may not see them, but they're there.
Yeah. So it's like lack of awareness, huh? It's like you're not
Yeah.
really in the moment to see those opportunities of what is happening.
Opportunities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to prepare.
And like it does. Why I put it like that is because
Mm,
um lately it's just I've been interacting with information that's really urging me to own up, take responsibility for whatever happens in your life, even
mm,
though there's no direct link. You do not say direct link. This is not my fault. Once you
mm,
start to say that type of stuff,
mm.
then you relinquish the ability to change the situation.
Yeah. It's like you're
If
not
you're
saying.
always blaming, if you're not saying it's on me to change this, it
Mm,
happened because of me.
mm,
Yeah, somehow, somewhere, it's because of me that I'm here.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, let me say, my thinking pattern is the one that brought me here. You
Yeah.
know, Like your
And then
mindset.
I know. Sorry,
It's
sorry,
like your
sorry.
mindset brought you into that pattern, like into that moment. You know, of course, you might not be
Yeah,
really aware of how it happened, but then it's like your mindset brought you into that situation, and you
brought
have
you
to,
there.
yeah, it's like you have to
Yeah.
take responsibility of it. It's like, let's say you want to work out. You're a person who
Mm,
loves, you want to work out and be healthy, but then you keep on eating junk food. You know what I'm saying? You work out, yeah,
yeah.
but then you keep on eating junk food, eating junk food, and later on you're like,
It's
"Ugh,"
counterintuitive.
you know what I'm saying? And then and then you can't, and then you be like, yo man, like, you know,
Yeah.
you probably blame something
Facts.
else,
That.
like, your gym doesn't
Mm,
work, gym is a lie, those guys just lie to us or something like that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then it was actually you
Or you
who
might go
was,
sympathetic route. Yeah.
yeah. That makes so
You
much
just
sense.
just be you're looking for sympathy from people. You're like, oh, this is what happened. I used to work out. Like, what happened? Okay, okay, what happened? Now you're supposed to just take responsibility for whatever is happening, man.
Exactly.
I feel like
That
that's just key. Yeah.
that makes so much sense. That
And I
makes
know
so
there are people, let's say right now, maybe someone will hear this sometime later
mm,
and dispute and be like, people are born to families that, disadvantaged. Now there's also that factor. It's like
yeah,
there are things you
true.
can't choose, right?
Yeah, true, true.
But then change is always possible.
Mm,
Like you can read this book called Uncover Your Potential by Miles Monroe, and
yeah.
that's all he's talking about.
Mm,
Just realizing that something could happen. The
mm,
chance of something happening
mm,
is there.
mm,
Once you have that, then I guess it makes the process easy as well,
yeah.
right?
Mm,
Okay, let me not say easier, but it makes you more willing to go through the process.
yeah.
The fact
Yeah.
that it can happen, there's the potential for it to happen.
Yeah. So it's having
Yeah.
faith that it will happen. It's having
Yes.
faith. Like, you have faith
Yeah.
that, I know if I just stick to this point, I know there's somewhere there's an
Something
opportunity.
will click.
Yeah, something will
Yeah.
click, like something will just show up that will at least give me a step closer to where I need to be. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Jay-Z said you only need to be right once.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
only once. You know what I'm saying? Like just once that bad and be like, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But
Yeah.
one hit wonders would beg to differ. That was a low
I,
blow.
yeah,
Sorry for whoever's going to do that.
that's so true. Like, what? They'll be like, what? Yo, no, man. I that wanted, that
You
right
got the chance.
wanted, man. What are you saying, bro? Be like,
To be internet beef.
yeah, man. This guy says is dissing us
He's a
sexy.
hater. Yeah. Bruh,
I
it's
get you so
crazy.
much. I get that so
Mm,
much. I guess after that, I think people like who like fail to get, like, let's say they get a chance to get the right, let's say for example the one he wanted, right? I feel
mm.
like once they get it right and then they fail and keep on fading, I feel like they must also go through like some serious problems like mentally, right? But I think it's also possible
Yeah.
to come back.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think after that it's also like another process of patience, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
And
Patience again.
perseverance.
But again, I feel like you must want it, like because if people were like they give up, you know, they might be patient, but they may not want it enough.
Yeah, true.
You know, you
Yeah.
must really want what it is that.
Mm.
I don't know. I also feel like this is just a feeling I got right now. I might be wrong. You can
Mm.
dispute me on it. It's like if you're if you really wanted it that bad, when it comes, you cannot be a one hit wonder. You've been preparing so much.
Mhm.
If you really want it that bad,
Mm.
when the opportunity comes, you're ready to go. You're
Yeah.
ready to go.
It's like having, I think that's why even the preparation is important, because it's like you improve the song concepts, right? And let's say whatever it is, even like in terms of art or acting, whatever it is, you improve the concepts of it.
Mm,
Let's say the one hit wonder, right? If you,
mm,
like, the opportunity comes, yeah, but then if you were really prepared, right, like you be able to make other songs of that level, right?
yeah, consistency.
Yeah,
You'd be at that level consistently.
yeah. I think that's preparation, basically.
Yeah.
That makes so much
down
sense.
to preparation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes so much sense. I get you. I don't know. Like, there's also just one thing about patience itself, right?
Mm.
Like, people experience like impatience, but then they don't have, like, what can I say? There's sometimes you know that you're impatient, right? But then
Mm.
you still choose to be impatient. Like, why not? Why is it so hard to shift your mind from impatience to patience? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Uh, okay, this one's just personal. It's like I just feel you haven't like just like with everything else, it takes time and growth and grooming.
Mm,
Like you can't just decide one day you're going to be patient when you've been like hell of impatient before.
mm,
First time you may try to be patient, it won't come off like you've been patient all your life.
mm.
Definitely there's you if let's say you're like 25, that's 25 years conditioning on how to be impatient.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
you have to learn how to be patient, and
Mm.
you it won't just happen in one day. One motivational video won't make you feel, oh yes,
I
no.
am patient.
I am patient. The
Yeah.
universe will test you. The universe will
Yeah.
test you and it will wake you up. So
Yeah.
it's just be aware of the level you're at as well in terms of patience,
Yeah.
and then where do you want to go with it?
Yeah.
How patient do you want to be? I guess those are all like personal metrics. Now you decide,
Yeah. So
and
it's like,
then yeah,
yeah.
the shift. Huh?
Continue. Continue.
Yeah, I was saying like the shift is possible,
Mm.
but then like again just comes down to the process.
Yeah.
I guess as you're learning the shift, you're still learning patience.
Yeah.
You
So
learn to be patient.
it's like you're practicing patience to be patient.
Exactly. It's a trip.
That's a trip, man.
But you get what I'm saying. It makes sense, huh?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because, like,
Yeah.
you can't just reprogram your mind in one day. You can't.
Yeah.
You need practice
Yes.
to shift that mind into that other side.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same as
Yeah, because
it.
it's a habit.
Yeah, it's the same as working out, basically, because I
Mm.
feel like practicing patience is like a workout for a brain or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Yeah.
different type of
Yeah.
set, like, like for your brain, you're practicing to, you know,
Word.
put your brain in that form, that form of health. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying as well. So I get that.
Yeah.
I get that quite a lot. It's tricky, and I think you have to
Yeah.
be patient to learn patience as well. That makes so much
Yeah.
sense. That makes so
It's a
much sense.
trip. It's like I guess just getting started. You just make up
Yeah,
your mind. I'm going to try to be patient now every day.
yeah.
And then first date obviously won't go like you saw in the movies or in that motivational video you watched. It's not going to be like that. Then you start to realize, oh, also patience takes patience.
Yeah.
So and now you start to build slowly by slowly.
Hey, you see
Yeah,
it. Oh wow, that makes so much sense.
yeah. I was talking to Andrew today,
Yeah.
and he was telling me like we're talking about the fact that you. Hey, it has skipped my mind. Damn, it has bowed. It has skipped my mind.
Yeah.
But we're just talking about basically patience as well, because
Yeah.
he was sharing his plans with me of the future, and I was
Mm.
also sharing like what my plans are.
Yeah.
Um, since I also plan to travel soon as
Yeah.
well, so we're just sharing our stories. And patience came up. I just lost my train of thought, so uh, you've missed that nugget.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Um, is there anything else you think you can speak on patience?
I would only like the only thing I would enforce is like even whatever you decide, let's say whatever you're going to tell these guys, let's say in the coming episodes, it's all about like there is hearing about it, but then there is practice.
Mm,
Practicing is what makes it come to fruition. It's execution.
mm,
The idea is nice. The idea of patience is nice, but
mm,
everyone would love to be patient. If
mm,
you really like looked around and asked, everyone would like to be patient,
mm,
but then it comes down to practice and also
mm,
awareness of what you need to be patient about, because we also established that patience sometimes can be um, counterintuitive.
yeah.
It doesn't really do, like work for you.
Mm,
So it's like just realizing what situations call for it, what situations call for you to act immediately, Yeah, that's what I would say.
That makes sense. I think there's also this thing of comparison. I think comparison is also a trigger for impatience.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, you see somebody else's life is like going very fast, and then you're like, yo, man, why is it, man? You know,
My life should also, yeah,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But then
yeah.
your story is different as a person. So I think comparison also is a trigger, and especially today with social media, where we see people with expensive cars, like Rolls Royces on your phone, you know what I'm saying? And they're like your age, but then you're like,
Yeah.
you know, wait, not me. Like, where is the man going as
Like, why
fast as
don't I
that?
have that? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think
Yeah.
it's comparison can also trigger impatience, you know? Like you're
Yeah.
comparing yourself to somebody else's journey speed.
Journey.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it can
You don't know what
trigger.
they've been doing
Yeah, exactly.
in the background. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like for example, like I whenever we talk about that kind of thing, I like to think of I like to use Narcissi as an example.
Yeah.
This guy started like making music, producing, like the process of it at the age of 9. So him blowing
What?
up around 17, 16,
Yeah.
or 18, 19.
Yeah.
Look at those years, and for you come up and you've been doing it 2 years, 3 years, and you think, what? You see what I mean?
That
Like
Aunt
it
P
took
nice to
him
see as well right now.
how you know what I mean? How this guy took
Makes so much sense.
like how many years? Those are 8 years, 7 years in the game just to start getting traction. You
Yeah.
see, he has
Yeah.
been doing it in the background, but just to start now, oh, you start hearing his name, Nasty C, Nasty C, and then to properly blow up now, 19, 20. Those are 10 years,
Yeah.
5 years, and you're already saying you want what? What?
All those years of patience.
It doesn't make sense. Patience and not giving up. I'm sure he also wanted to give up at some point when things
Exactly.
weren't working. Like, I'm sure he
Exactly.
considered it, probably. I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah. That reminds
I
me
like to
of
think, hmm?
Meek Mill, right?
Mm,
Meek Mill also went through a process of like that where he waited lots of years. Is it 13 years? I think it's 13 years. You know,
mm.
like waiting for it
Between
to
12 and 13. I think I saw that
yeah,
video.
yeah, for it to manifest. That he's saying you used to sleep hungry and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm,
like it requires also patience and perseverance. Like it takes a while. So you're busy comparing your
yeah.
life to that person, but then that person started like a long time ago,
Way
man.
back.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I think also people need to understand that you might just be a late bloomer, man.
Yeah.
You know, as a
Your
person,
story
man.
might be very different. Very
Yeah,
different.
yeah. Because your story is different, your preparation is different, your preparation might even take
Mm,
longer. You're a different recipe. You're a different recipe for a
mm.
different food. You can't compare how
Word,
long
word.
one food takes compared to another. You know what I'm
To
saying?
cook, yeah.
Yeah, because the recipes are different.
I,
You know, so
I like that analogy.
yeah,
I
recipes.
like that food analogy.
Yeah. So I think comparison is really one of those things that can make you impatient, especially with the
Yeah,
social media world. And people need to stop comparing their lives. Like, hey,
yeah.
I think
Like we talked, sorry?
comparison like goes into a lot of things here.
Yeah, a lot. We talked
Yeah,
about insecurities in our last video, and I
yeah,
feel like comparison, like I feel like impatience in that situation is, like I already said, it's like a cover up for an insecurity,
yeah, yeah. True.
because you
Yeah,
want
that's true.
something right quick. Well, you
Yeah,
feel you're lacking in something else, and you
yeah,
just want to fill that
yeah,
void. It's just
yeah.
a thought,
Hey,
you
that
know.
makes so much sense. What? That makes so much sense, bro. That makes so much sense. Like that makes so much
Yeah,
sense. It's like you're not trying to cure that insecurity because you're trying to fill it up now. You're just trying to get something just to
yeah,
cover it, instead of dealing with
yeah,
it. That makes so much sense.
yeah.
That
It's
makes so much
like
sense.
remember Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle used to say, if you ever need, if you ever feel like you need a gold chain, to approach a female, that's an
Yeah,
insecurity.
yeah. Or alcohol, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
something, something
there's
that'll give
something you're
courage.
going through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, one day, what if you don't have that? You know what I'm saying? How you
Uh-huh.
gonna do
What
it?
happens?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's like you have to just rely your own inner being. You know, it's like that makes so much sense. I feel like patience
Mm.
is that moment in time that like preparation and patience is that moment in time that it's like working on your inner self. It's like working on your inner being. You know what I'm saying? It's like making you stronger, you know, allowing you strong, not stronger in the sense like cold, but stronger in the sense of like you can deal with the emotions in the sense like, you know what I'm saying? Not like cold, but then you can deal with the emotions like you understand your emotions, and when
with empathy.
you know, like when adversity comes, you know, it's like you learn the importance of, you know, dealing with inner growth and stuff like that. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, like I said, like what you said, like what we've established is patience takes time, basically. So having had so many tries at it, every time you get better, sometimes you stumble. At a certain point, when you're now patient, it doesn't mean you don't feel what you used to feel. You know, that pinch of to go rushing after something to feel good. It's just you have now so much experience in dealing with it. It doesn't shake you anymore like that.
Yeah, it doesn't like
It's like you just get stronger.
Yeah, it doesn't affect like your mental state. You get what I'm saying? Like your like your mind, your mental health. Because we just talked about like the definition of patience is the capacity to accept or tolerate, delay, problem, suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. So it's like the longer you practice patience, you know, it's like you no longer become annoyed. You still feel the same emotions, but then you don't react to the emotions. You get what I'm saying? Like you don't get annoyed.
The same way, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like you get anxious, you know.
Right.
What now? You know, that type of thing. So it makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. Wow. Okay. I think that's a lot to talk about. Yeah.
A lot to process.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you so much for coming to New Unlock. Really appreciate you.
Appreciate, man.
Viewers, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, even dislike. Yes, you can dislike the video. You know, share it. Yeah, you know. And please check out Mr.'s music. Check out his Instagram page, Mr. from Uganda. You know, check out his YouTube, Mr. as well. He's got tracks there. You gotta really check him out. You know what I'm saying? Really gotta check him out. So yeah, you want to say bye? You want to say?
Yeah. It's all love. I mean, I'm really humbled to be here, to have been invited a second time.
Yeah.
I appreciate, man. I don't take it for granted. Yeah.
I don't take it for granted as well. Namaste.
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 That's your signature now.
Yeah, like wow.
You should host Saguru here.
Hey, yo, that would be like, hey, he's telling you, teach us some mysticism. This, yo, you know.
Yes, that's levitating right there, right there. You see it going down.
But it's actually
you're a bit trippy.
Yeah, he's got a lot of wisdom. I really appreciate his intellectual, you know, spiritual way of life. Like, hey, it's on some. Reminds even Vusi, like in terms of like even in entrepreneurship and character, like hey, speaks on some real stuff. Like,
he's really made strides.
Yeah, even Gary V likes talking about patience as well. Gary V inspires me as well. It's
Gary V. I don't know right now which millennial or like on the internet isn't inspired in terms of entrepreneurship. If someone's trying to be an entrepreneur, I don't know if you're not inspired by Gary V. I guess I don't know. Not everyone has good taste, I guess.
I know, right? I actually look forward to having all those guys on New Unlock someday, man. Like that would be amazing.
Let it be in your plans, bro. And there's something that I had Miles Monroe say. He was like, expect to succeed.
Yeah, exactly.
Expect to succeed.
Yeah, man. Like put it on your mind. Like, you know, I will succeed, man. Why should you doubt it?
There's no question. I'm going to succeed.
Because if you're putting out that energy of saying, yeah, it will happen, then it will happen because it's something that it's like You know, you're putting out the energy, you're attracting it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But then without chasing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what attraction is. You
Yeah.
don't have to get tired.
Yeah. All right. Thank
Yeah.
you very much. Until next
Pleasure, bro.
time. It was a pleasure having you.
It's a pleasure being here.